more of losing a child out of my own carelessness and stubbornness. So guys, what am I saying in essence? Please, women, listen to your doctors. God that created them is not foolish, neither is he stupid. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are seeing this face for the very first time, you are welcome. How are you doing? I'm Best Francis, and to my OGs, thanks for stopping by. Please guys, subscribe to my channel, turn on your notification bell so you won't be missing out on any of my videos. Like the video, comment and share so that it can go right. Guys, we are 6 months old today. My baby is 6 months old. So guys, if you really want to hear this how would I put it? If you really want to hear this story, the mistake I nearly made that would have cost me my child. So guys, if you really want to hear this story, you have to stay to the end. So grab your popcorn, your juice, your peanuts, whatever you feel like to keep your mouth busy while we go on this juicy gist. So guys, grab them and sit back. So guys, thanks for staying back. My glasses, sorry, the light is entering my eyes. The flash of the camera is entering my eyes, so for me not to go blind, I have to, excuse me. So guys, this is my terrifying and dramatic cesarean section of my second baby. Yeah, the first one was CS. It was an emergency CS. I was in labor. Just of sudden, I started bleeding. Going downstairs for scan, it was discovered that the placenta had detached, and the heartbeat of the baby started dropping. So I was asked to sign the consent form for an emergency CS. That was how I was moved into the theater for my first CS. So I had a CS, but during that cesarean section, I don't know what happened. The only thing I can explain was that I found myself on a merry-go-round, taking me round and round and round. I was seeing beautiful flowers, pink and white flowers. The place was so beautiful. So when I realized myself, I saw my baby by my side. So that one aside, at least that particular C-section was smooth. I wasn't scared. Just that I woke up to pains and all that. But this particular second one, I was being scared right from day one, because I don't want to go through the process of CS again. The pains is something I don't want to go through again. And literally begging or asking for help for things normally I know I can do easily. I don't like inconveniencing people. That is my life. I don't like it. Okay, just think of it this way. When someone will be sleeping, you wake the person up to come and help you up. Maybe you want to put your baby to breast, or you want to go to the comfort room to help yourself out. As in, you will literally beg for help. You literally ask for help for every little thing you want to do. And you are expected not to do some certain things till some period of time, and which I don't like. I don't really this is not being proud. No, this is not being proud. This is just me not liking to inconvenience people. Okay? Because if I'm the one, that's how you wake me up too much. I will say, guy, oh mommy, I'm tired though. This your disturbance is becoming too much, oh, you know, all those kind of things. I'll be kind of, you know. So that is my, I think that was my fear. The pains and all that. I literally don't like anything that will make me a handicap. Anything that will make me handicap for some period of time, that will make me depend on people. I don't like it. I don't really like it. That is my life. That is me. This is me being honest. I can't come to to the camera and start telling you this, that. No, this is me just being real. I don't like it. That is my life for you. So when it comes to this, my second CS, no, this is my second child. As the pregnancy progressed, I find myself literally becoming scared for no just reason. But I don't know if you have many stories that once you've used CS, that your chances of giving birth through VJ is slim and all that. I don't know if that is my fear. You understand? I don't know if that is my fear and all that. So, but I kept my faith alive. I kept my hopes alive that I'm gonna deliver through VJ. So, so I was progressing till my third trimester. When I went for scan, they found out that the baby was breached. At a certain point, the doctor told me, "Madam, you are going for CS, so just make up your mind." But before the end, or let's say before the end of the month, if the baby don't reposition, then you'll be going for CS. But just make up your mind, because your chances of going through VJ is slim. Yet I never believed that I will be having a second CS. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to, have that in my mind. I was keeping my hopes alive that I'm gonna deliver through VJ. So there is this doctor that did my CS, Dr. Alalade. So I was following him on his page of Facebook, Ask the Gynecologist. So one day he came up on his page and said that he's very angry, that he's not happy today, that a patient lost a baby. So when I read further, it happened that the woman didn't give heed to the doctor's advice. You understand? The woman was asked to come and be induced. That was she was in her, I think, 39 weeks. She refused. So when it was 41 weeks, when she started feeling the fetus movement, she now came back to the hospital. They now discovered that the baby is dead. The inducement, she now had to bring out a dead baby. Guys, did you get that? So when I heard that, it rang a bell in my ear. I was like, what? So there he said, when you tell women to always listen to their doctors, they will not accept. They will always believe that they will deliver like the Hebrew women, They will do this, they will prefer to be running from one prayer house to the other, seeking for what is not after them. So I sat down and talked to myself. But guys, CS for me wasn't an option, because my first experience, the pain and all that. So when my doctor now told me that I should make up my mind for, VJ delivery, I was still hoping and believing God that I'm going to deliver through. I'm still gonna have my vaginal delivery. So I was asked to go for CT pelvic entry. I went, everything was okay. The pelvic was roomy enough to contain a baby. So I came back, my result was very, very okay. So we are happy, hoping for a vaginal delivery. So I started having contraction. On a Sunday evening like that. But it wasn't that intense. It will come and go, it will come and go. It will last like 10 to 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. So on Monday morning, I rushed down to my hospital. I was checked, and the doctor told me that it's still very far. So would I prefer to be admitted, or I go back when it's intense, then I come back? I said I would prefer to go back. So he taught me on how to, time it. So when it's becoming intense, I should rush back to the hospital. And I said, okay, no problem. I went back home. When I went back home, nothing happened. I waited until Wednesday. I started feeling uncomfortable because my baby that used to be very active, he stopped being active. He do run around, just of a sudden, I started noticing that he's no longer that active anymore. So fear now set in. I was being scared. I was being scared because no woman on this earth would like to go through the stress of 9 months, and at the end they will be telling you stories. You understand? So I was kind of being scared. God, is it not better I go for the CS? But what about the pains? What if I don't come back? All these things were what was going through my mind. I called my dad. My dad said, it's better I go for the CS instead of me to wait. Then at the end, it will not still be that CS that I'm running from that I will still use. So I have to. The previous day I went to the hospital. I didn't meet with my doctor. I met with another doctor because he wasn't on seat. So he now told me, the one that told me to go back home when the labor is intense, I should come back. So guys, I went back. Nothing happened till on Wednesday when I started feeling uncomfortable. I noticed that the baby is no longer moving the way he should, or the way he has been moving. That is one thing we mothers have to be careful. When you are pregnant, you have to be extremely observant. You have to be observant of your everything happening around you. Everything. You have to be very, very observant. That is number one key. So I now chatted my doctor. I said, sir, I came on Monday, you were not around. So doctor met with me. So look at. He said yes, that he went through my data, or let's say my information on that day. He saw what the doctor told me, but I'm expected to have come back for a review. And I said, oh really? I wasn't told that. Okay, what will happen is that it's already late and I don't have strength to start coming to the hospital now. Besides the traffic, so it will be tomorrow morning. So on the following day, that was on the 3rd, I have to set in for the hospital. I left on time. I went. Luckily he was around. I met with him. So as I stepped in, the contraction started. So after a while, I got myself. So he asked me to lie down. I laid down. He ran a check on me. He told me that my cervix wasn't even ready. That the place doesn't even look like I'm already due. That the place is not even ready to accept the baby. But what I'm having is a serious contraction. Sorry, I forgot to tell you guys that at my 8 months or thereabout, no, at my 7 months, when I did scan, the scan detected that cord tied my baby on the neck. So the doctor was now telling me that it might be possible that cord did not lose, that is still the same cord that is dragging this baby back, because the contraction looks like someone that they are pushing, someone that is being pushed against a closed door. That was what he told me, that it looked like someone that is being pushed against a closed door. And what will happen when you are pushing someone against a closed door? The person will eventually get tired, and the next thing is what? Death. So I said, Guinea, 9 months journey. Chineke kwekwe n'ihe Guinea, no, this is one thing. This is the pain I can never bear in my life. And I can't take that chance of doing what? Losing my child out of my own stubbornness and carelessness, all because I'm waiting for vaginal delivery. So the doctor now said, well, that's if I still want the vaginal delivery, no problem, but he just want to make some things clear to me. He wants to make some things clear to me. That one, that I will not be induced and I will not be augmented. That everything is gonna happen, no epidural, everything is gonna happen naturally. And seeing from my previous history, that I'm not even supposed to wait for contraction. One, I had a previous CS that if they should leave the CS to the contraction, to progress, that at the long run, the womb might rupture inside, and that would be very dangerous and risky for me. So what is there now is for me to take up an elective CS. That is even the safest way of delivery. He tried to talk sense into me. After talking sense into me, that was when I now said, okay, I made peace with my spirit, but still I was still very scared. So as I wanted to go, he now told me, okay, that he's done with me after the whole discussion and everything. And I told him, okay, I have to go back now and inform my hubby, because my husband came back. He came back, he was around, because I'm already due for delivery. So someone had to be in the house. So with my daughter. So that was how I was about leaving. So the contraction started again. The doctor now said he now has to call the director. After explaining my case to the director now said that he has to, admit me. He has to admit me, and the CS had to be that very day. That they won't take chances. I might go home and I'll have issue of placenta. I'm not sure, the one that happened previously. So, and they don't want to have that issue of placenta. They don't want to hear the story of that placenta detaching and all that bleeding and all that. So he wanted to hold me back in the hospital. I said, no, sir, that I have to go back home, but I will soon be back. At least let me pick my things, because then my husband was busy in the house trying to fix the house, do some facelifts in the house, change some things. So the house was upside down. There were workers, the painters, the carpenters, and all that. So a lot of works were going on in the house that very period. So, and it's not something I can start. I will start inconveniencing him again, because he's the only one in the house taking care of my little daughter and monitoring the workers. So I have to go home, pick one or two things, pick my hospital things, in fact, before coming back to the hospital. So that was how I now went back home. I explained everything to my husband. My husband said, okay, no problem. You have to ask the workers to go. So by the time I finish packing things, then make food, eat, feed my daughter, it's already past 7. The doctor called me. Am I not coming back? I told him, sir, I'm coming back, that we're already on our way. So before I got to the hospital, due to the traffic, he has closed for his shift. So I met another doctor. He now asked me to get set to be moved into the theater, but first let them go and get my blood from the lab. So unfortunately, when they went to the lab, they said my blood wasn't ready, because I have the rare blood type, A negative. So that morning when I came, the doctor asked me to order to order for the blood and pay, which I did before leaving the hospital. So fortunately they couldn't find the blood that very day because it's a rare blood type, and they can donate blood to me. Though I have donors, my brothers are around and they are very much willing to donate, but according to the doctor, they said that Lagos State has stopped donation and blood banking in hospitals except in general hospital, that all blood must pass through the I think the Ministry of Health, must pass through the Ministry of Health, properly screened before it can be sold out. So they have practically closed down every blood bank in hospitals. The only place you can go and get blood is only in the general hospital. And when you see the blood, you will see the label and logo of Lagos State government on it. I just thank God that my case is not case of emergency. So if had it been this case of emergency, is this what you people would be? So they couldn't carry on this years that very evening. So hubby had to go back home with my daughter, leaving me behind. So the following morning, the blood was ready. That was around past 9. They moved me into the theater. God, it looked as if I'm going away from this world. The fear setting again, and this time around, it was so terrifying. I started remembering all sorts of bad omen, as in bad things, deaths, people that died during the evening and all that. The fear setting, and this time around it was so obvious. I was just being strong for myself, my family, and my unborn child. They gave to me this time around was the one that would make me paralyzed, right from, I think, from my lower abdomen, or will I say from my chest down to my leg. So I never knew that is what they want to give to me. So it was when they now asked me to, hold myself forward this way. I have to hold myself this way for them to give me the anesthetics. So when they gave me the anesthetics, as soon as the thing penetrates, I felt a shock, as if I'm being electrocuted. You understand? Immediately, I started feeling heaviness on my leg. My leg was like, like someone carrying the whole of this world on her legs. I couldn't move my leg anymore. It seems as the thing wanted to extend to my hands. My hands started getting cold. So I have to call the midwife and ask her to hold me. She now gripped me. So when she held me, I was holding her so tight, because at that point I was so scared. I don't know, as in, I don't know what to say. I was just being scared. I just want the whole process to end and let me get my life back. So I just wanted her to hold me tight so that I would be sure that I'm still very much alive. So that I would feel that I'm still very much alive. So the next thing, I started feeling push, as in my body. I started feeling that someone is pushing me, as you understand, because they covered me with a green stuff like that. They covered my lower part here with a green stuff, so I couldn't see what is happening over the other side. So I was kind of, doctor, nurse, why are you guys pushing me that way? Stop pushing me. You push me left, the other will push me right. I take it easy now. See the way people are doing me, as if I'm cow you want to butcher for one festive stuff like that. They started laughing. So when I heard the matrons, the midwife's hand, I started singing. I was singing all through, but in deep down I was very scared. The doctor noticed, everybody there knows that I was so scared. The doctor had to talk to me. Madam, you have to calm down. Put yourself together, or we'll be forced to give you an injection that will make you sleep. I thought that would have been better, because at this point I'm very scared. That's just the truth. But have given me something that would have made me sleep. I wouldn't know that anything. I wouldn't know that something is going on. I was so scared. They have to hold me. Finally, they brought the baby forth. The baby came out. When the baby came out, I was relieved. I just breathed in. I said, thank you, Jesus. So they started the process of stitching. And the stitching takes lots of time, especially the womb area. And when you are having, it's not always easy when you are having a secondary CS. According to the doctor, the first one is a lot more easier than the secondary part. The secondary part is not that easy because the stitching this time around really took time. I think they took up to 3 to 4 hours or thereabouts before they brought me out from the theater. When they now took me back, after some while, I was taken to my ward. So all of a sudden it's like I wanted to shift my head. I felt this headache. I couldn't even lift my head. I let out a shout. The nurse have to come. Madam, what is the problem? I said, my head. My head was as if it's pulling. So the nurse was now telling me that it's as a result of the anesthesia they gave to me. That is called spinal headache. She now asked that my husband get a Coca-Cola for me, calm me down. As soon as I sipped that soda, the headache started subsiding gradually, but it comes back subsequently. So once it comes back, I'll sip the Coke, coupled with the medication they do give to me. So another scary part about this year was the dressing. When they want to come and dress you, they'll have to open up the first bandage, the cotton wool, the bandage they use there. They have to open it up, you understand? And when hair has grown around that area, man, it can be so painful that, in fact, I don't even know the pain of that, removing the plaster and labor pain. I don't know the one that is even better. I don't even know the one that is worse. So when they want to come and change the stitches, I'll tell them, please, they should hold on. I will be the one to remove it by myself. I will go to the bedroom, welt it, then do it gradually. When I'm done, I will call them to come and do the dressing. Because the other time they came to, do the dressing, the way the nurse removed it, gosh. In fact, I felt like, let me just leave this world and go and rest. That the pain and suffering in this life is too much. But when you look around and see your bundle of joy, guy, you will have, you'll be strong to bear the pain. It's worth it. Yes, it's worth it. So, it was later on when the nurse, I think the following day, when the nurse that assisted in my delivery came, she was now, greeting me. She now said, Madam, thank God you came for this CS. Thank God you opted for this CS because you would have lost this child. I said, what? She said, yes. She said, do you know what happened to your baby? I don't know if you observed that when the baby came out, we really, as in before they brought the baby out, they took time. As in they were cutting and cutting. I was hearing the sound of forceps and scissors. I was thinking it's my body that they are cutting. She said, no, that it wasn't my body. That the kind of cord, that umbilical cord that tied my baby, that was what was dragging the baby, that was what was dragging the baby back. Once the baby wants to position his head on the birth canal, on the cervix, the placenta, the cord, we drag him back. We pull him back. When he forces himself down again, it will pull him back. That was what I was experiencing. She now said, had it been I never opted for this CS, that when the baby keep doing that, he will eventually get weak and die. That is just it. that I said, like, seriously? So I would have lost this child out of my own stubbornness. Journey where I'd already complete. Oh. Now to just bring out the baby. God, I just said, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God, for giving me that grace to, to finally accept to go for an elective CS. If not, it would have been another ball game entirely. Losing a child after 9 months is not something I will wish for my enemy. Even my worst enemy, I can never wish that for my worst enemy. My mom lost two children, not even at birth. They were grown. I know the pain she felt. I know the pain I myself felt losing a sibling, losing a child out of my own carelessness and stubbornness. So guys, what am I saying in essence? Please, women, listen to your doctors. God that created them is not foolish, neither is he stupid. God that created the doctors is not foolish, neither is he stupid. So guys, please, I beg, always listen to your doctor. Always listen to your doctor. I remember one of my brother-in-law telling me then when I had my first child via CS, that why do I have to go to a private hospital? The private hospital are all looking for money. That what I would have gone to general hospital. The general hospital, they will not take me in for CS. They will try their best to bring out the baby. I was like, really? Like, seriously? You don't even know the story. You don't even know what happened. You don't even know what transpired. You are telling me that I should have gone to government hospital. The same government hospital, I remember one day when I went to, because of this fear, I went to a government hospital close by to register. So when I got there, they told me that I've had, no, it's not a government hospital, it's sort of government maternity health center like that. So when I went there, because honestly guys, I didn't want to have a vaginal delivery. So I went there. People asked me to go there, that they take delivery and they do very well, that they don't opt for CS and all that. I said, okay, I went there. So when I went there, the doctor asked me a few questions. Have I had a baby? Yes. How did I deliver the child? And then I told the doctor that it's 5 years CS. She said no, that they can't admit me here. That since I've had a previous CS, I've gone under the knife before, they cannot admit me here, so I have to go to the general hospital. Though then I was sick, yes. So when I went to the lab, after discussing with her, she now sent me to the lab to, to give them for specimen collection for my test. So when I went there, I was now discussing with the staff there. So the woman was now telling me, what is there is that I should just go back to my hospital. That's what she would advise me. That she lost her baby in a government hospital, all because of their carelessness and all that. That she blamed herself till tomorrow. That had it been she went to private hospital, that they would have attended to her on time. That she losing her child was as a result of the doctor not attending to her child. Can you imagine that? That her losing her child was as a result of the doctor not attending to her child on time. Can you get that? So guys, my fellow women, they are the ones I'm really making out these videos for. When you are pregnant, that child is your child. That life is your own life. You have every right to make decision over that child, how you want the child to be born. Don't allow people persuade you or push you into untimely death. Don't allow people to push you to do things you don't want to do. Don't allow maybe poverty or money to make you say, okay, let me go to Alago's place. Let me go to all this traditional house and try because it's cheap, is that. Yes, everybody wants to have a vaginal delivery. But I want to tell you today, whichever way a child came out from, via CS, via vaginal delivery, they are all delivering like a Hebrew woman. As long as Your child is healthy, you are healthy, both of you are safe. You are all Hebrew women. Okay? The bottom line is being safe and your child being safe. Being alive and healthy. Your child being alive and healthy. Oto, we all are not destined to deliver through VJ. Yes. Things happen. Just like people that will be pregnant, funky and kinky. You understand? Same thing with people that will still be pregnant and they will be looking so horrible. Like me, if I'm pregnant, you can't even recognize me. Like the pregnancy of this my second child. The lady dealt with me, honestly. People that knew me, when they will see me and pass. Even in the church, they will see me and pass. People hardly recognize me except with this my glasses. That is the only way they know. Oh, madam, you are the one. What happened? Nature happened. Nature happened. Pregnancy happened. I remember one time I ran into my pastor. I was greeting him. He was like, oh, madam, how you doing? He passed. He met my husband. Ah, okay, what about your wife? Why is madam? It's been long. I've not seen. Madam, you greeted my wife in the front. You just passed her. The man said, ah, really? How can I pass your wife? The person now walk up to where I was. Pastor was like, jeez. Madam, what happened? Everybody will always ask me, what happened? I said, nature happened. It's the hard work of God, and it's marvelous in our sight. So, guys, please, we women should always listen to our doctors. In as much as, yes, there might be some private hospitals who are after money, every little thing they will opt out for CS. Yes, but the bottom line is being safe and your child being safe. That should be our priority when we are pregnant. Please, enough of all these mother and child deaths in the hospital. It's becoming much. It's becoming too much. Some of all this is happening due to our stubbornness. Something that we can easily avert. We clearly walk into it with our bare eyes. So, after delivering my child, 2 days later, they found out, they collected his SP, they found out that he has jaundice. Guys, all my babies do have jaundice. My first daughter have jaundice, this second one have jaundice. So they were placed under phototherapy. Phototherapy is a light. It's a blue light like that, fluorescent. There's another one that is like a box that have tiny blue bulbs. They place your baby there for some time. You understand? So to cure the jaundice. Though there are native ways to cure it, but this particular one cures it faster. This phototherapy of a thing. So guys, you know, I'm A negative. My husband is O positive. Our rhesus are not compatible. So we have rhesus incompatibility. So this should be, you should bear this in mind when making a decision or when choosing a partner. And when you find out that you and your partner have rhesus incompatibility, you really have to take a shot, a Rogan shot. You take your first shot, I think that is on your 26 weeks or thereabouts. After your 26 weeks, then the other one is 72 hours after delivery. So 72 hours after delivery. So lot of people will, please ignore the noise at the background. My daughter she's so playful. She plays and she cries. The same way she cries is the same way she plays. So ignore the noise at the background. So guys, some people will tell you that it's because of crayfish the crayfish you ate, it's because of untreated malaria, it's because of too much this, it's because of too much that, that was why your baby have joined this. If you're a negative rhesus and you married a positive rhesus partner, as a woman, you will never escape your child having joined this. Ask any doctor, Google it, make your research. Once you are a negative rhesus person, and you got married to a rhesus positive person, you will never escape your child having joined this. No matter how you try to take the whole routine drugs on this planet, no matter how judiciously you take your pregnancy routine drugs, you will never escape it. That is just the truth about it. And the reason for you taking your Rogan shot is for your subsequent pregnancies. You will hear issue of na my grandmama tie my womb. Now that old woman, innocent old woman where dey my village, now he say I no go born. Now my sister-in-law, now he tie my womb. Now my stepmother, now he tie my womb. My sister, once you are a woman with a negative rhesus and you got married to a positive rhesus man, babe, please save up money for your Rogan shot before you get to your 26 weeks and before your delivery. Let's always listen to our doctors. It's very, very, very important. You see how I would have lost my child. I would have still been mourning my child now, till now. I would have still been mourning. And the worst part is I will never forgive myself because is my stubbornness. Yes, it's something I would have foolishly allowed it to happen. So guys, this is my story. Mothers, please be careful. Please, 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 and please be careful. Let's be careful when we are pregnant. Let's be careful when we are pregnant. You have right to your child. That we should not forget to also pray. When we pray and do the needful, then we'll leave the rest for God to do. All right? Yeah, when we do all what we have to do, they will know, yes, we've taken all the cautions within we've exhausted all the caution within our limits or within our reach. Then we now pray to God. Okay? Not that you don't read your books, you don't go to classes, and you expect to come out with first class. Hello? Who does that? Listening? Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Like this video, give this video a thumbs up so that it can circulate. Share and comment. Then turn on your notification bell so you'll be missing out on any of my videos. Bye.